Welcome everyone, this is going to be a new mod kind of review and tutorial on the Insects production by Mr. Andre X. This is 9.65 megabytes to download and is available for all platforms. So whether you play on PlayStation, Xbox, or PC and Mac, you can use this. This is quite a unique idea for production, so I was excited to kind of do a video on it. So I like when productions do something a little bit different than I'm expecting. So this one you're using this guy right here to make crickets, and then this building over here to make insect flour, and you can sell either just the crickets, goodness gracious, not the critics. There might be some critics of the mod, but we're not going to worry about that right now. But anyhow, yeah, and we're also going to talk about the profitability. Is it actually worth doing this or not? Is this mod worth your time? That's kind of the two things I take a look at. So first off, this cricket production here, which is a greenhouse. If we go into build mode, if we go over to greenhouse at the very bottom, we have this guy right here. $10,000 to buy. You can smooth rotate it. You can see as you're facing the doors, the pallets are going to spawn on the right-hand side, and the back is where the water trigger is going to be for you. So just be aware of that. It's very similar to like the small, like this mushroom greenhouse. It's just painted a little bit different colors. So very similar to that if you're used to that. And then while we're in here, factories, you have the insect flower production here. Right here, the insect mill, which you can place down. Smooth rotation. And then on the left-hand side is where the pallet spawn point is going to be. But yes, we take a look at it. Pallet spawn point for this guy here. We'll talk about that one in a second. Pallet spawn point here. And then water is the only input here. If we go into the production menu, which you can access by going into here, or if you want, you can go up to, there's a, inside of here, you can go and access it here. You're going to have an input of water, an output of crickets. Holds up to 5,000 liters of crickets, up 10,000 liters of water. Takes 2 water to make 4 crickets. Does this recipe down here, it's 2 liters of water to 4 liters of crickets. Does this recipe 624 times a month, costs $240 a month to run this. You can see it's currently set to storing. You can change that if you'd like to. You can activate it as well, which I'll leave it activated here. We'll change that from storing to selling or distributing. Storing means it's going to produce crickets until it has enough for a pallet, then spawn a pallet in the pallet spawn zone. If you have it set to selling, it's going to automatically sell the crickets you have in here every hour, which you actually would make pretty good money doing that. It does take a little bit of the money for like kind of like a processing fee or a delivery fee, if you will. But I promise you with this recipe, you'll still make plenty of money if you did that, not have to deal with pallets. And then distributing, it'll move the crickets automatically to a different production that requires them, such as the insect bill, which requires them for the input here, which we'll talk about that one a little bit. So that's how all that's going to work. I'm going to change that over to, oops, now I'm going to leave it activated. Change it over to storing. And see, when you activate it, you have, I'm hoping we can see, there's no crickets like in the little bins. I'm wondering if we put water in here, if we'll see anything different. I wouldn't expect to be honest, but it would be cool. Let's fill this thing up with some water here. And again, to put water in, you're just going to drive around the backside here. It's pretty straightforward. And then there you go. Dump water in. Doesn't take very much water. And then we're going to fast forward some time here. We go inside here. I'm curious if there's anything different with the water being in there. Nope. Okay. I didn't think there would be, but it's still pretty cool that there's little cricket bins or whatever in there. But yeah, so we can see that we have crickets producing down there. Oops, I went way too fast there. It takes a while to get a pallet. I'm assuming up there's 1,000. We'll go over into the next day here. Maybe get a couple pallets produced here. If we have enough. Yep, there's 2 pallets of them right there. We'll just get into about right there. It'll be fine for us. And then I'm going to just change it to be sunny out so it's actually nice out. There we go. Okay, so we've got our couple pallets of crickets over here. Their boxes say crickets on them. And I love that you can see like the little, I think that's great. I think they're really well done. Honestly, it's not just a box with a new thing on it. There's a little bit more to it than that. Yes, it is kind of just a box with a new thing on it, but I think there's a little added detail there. Now, obviously, you can't lift these on your own. You'll need to use a pallet fork or something, or I'm going to use super strength to move them. But if you wanted to put them in your now over here factory, your cricket factory, your insect mill, excuse me, move them up here. Boom, takes them right up the front. Wanted to put these ones in here. Boom, takes them right there at the front. Easy peasy. This is where your pallets are going to spawn for this one. This is your endpoint right here, as I just showed you. And then, yeah, I don't think you can go inside this, can you? No, I don't think you can. But we have access to it right there. Again, you can change it from storing, selling, to distributing. We'll leave it on storing. I'm going to go ahead and activate it as well. This one holds up 10,000 liters of crickets and will hold up 6,000 liters of insect flour. Again, the recipe for this one is 6 liters of crickets to 4 liters of insect flour, and it does this 2,520 times per month. So this factory is quite a bit faster. You'll need like 4 or 5 cricket farms at least to keep this factory, the insect mill, working at full capacity. So just be aware of that. But it'd still be pretty straightforward to do. Let's see if we can't get... shouldn't take too long to get us 1,000 liters of insect flour here. There we go. Once 1,000 liters is done, we have insect flour, which is going to look like the other flours, but it says cricket flour on it. I love it. So, yeah, there we go. I love that. And the modder kind of hinted that he might add some more insects in the future, but yeah, for now, this is what we got, which I think is pretty cool. It's something unique. It's definitely different. Some of you guys that are I'm grossed out by bugs, to be fair, but yeah, some of you guys may not like it just for that reason, but it's in a video game. It's fine. Totally cool. Now let's talk about the profitability of this bad boy. So let me go over to my profit sheet here, and here I'll show you. This is linked down below in the description, by the way, and we'll take a look at it together. So insects production. So we have 2 recipes here between the 2 buildings. We have crickets and insect flour recipe. So the crickets recipe is water is the input. Does that recipe 624 times per month, and 624 times per month, what it means by that as well is if you have it set to 1 day per month, it'll do that every day. If you have it set to 10 days per month, it'll do that every 10 days. So it's based on the month that you have it set in the game. Input is 2 liters of water, which costs $0. I'm assuming that water is free. The use values I have are over here. So water I have set to free, and this is, I have all my productions on here. But yeah, I'm assuming a value of free for water. If you wanted to change it, like let's say you pay $100 per 1,000 liters for water. If you put that in, it'll now calculate over here the cost for your water per liter in there for whatever the production is. But I'm assuming a value of 0 for water. The output is 4 crickets, which those are valued at $7.75, using the highest value for them over the course of the year, which these ones actually don't fluctuate. The crickets are worth $1,937 in regular economy mode. Insect flour at the best time to sell is worth $4,034. And then there's our profit right there, which includes the fact that it costs $240 a month to run this. So you're going to have an input of 1,248 liters of water per month, and it's going to have an output of about 2,500 liters of crickets. Now you can see for the insect production here, for the insect flour, it requires 15,000 liters of crickets a month to run. So you're actually going to need 6 of those at least to keep this thing up and running at full speed. But you're going to get 10,000 liters of cricket flour every month. Now the profit over here, you can see per month for the crickets, you're making about $4,500 per month, which is pretty good for just having to put water in there. The profit margins are quite high if you look at it. Yeah, because the input 0, profit per cycle $7. Profit per cycle for the insect flour is actually $4.50. You just make a little bit more every month because there's so many more cycles happening. So you have 2,520 cycles comparatively. So yeah, depending on how you want to do it, I think you would make a lot of money if you just put down a bunch of cricket productions and you just had those set to auto sell. You wouldn't have to move any pallets. But if you wanted to go all the way through it, there you go. That is the profitability for it, which is quite good. Yeah, that's what I got for you guys. Yeah, I got a lot of other cool things on this this spreadsheet, by the way, if you ever wanted to take a look at it. I got a lot of other cool tests and things I've done. So anyhow, yeah, that's what I got for you guys for this one. That is the insect production by Mr. Andre X. If you guys enjoyed, please drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel and turn your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.